Hey everybody, this is Grace, and this video I just want to talk about some thoughts I've been having lately. Well, thoughts, feelings, all that, and then some. But it's really gotten to the point where, like I was telling Adam last night, that I just can't watch the news anymore. I'm so sick of seeing such disgusting things and going on. By the way, today's September 22nd, 2020. It's 5:51 p.m. But I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And I was telling him maybe that has something to do with my adrenal disorder, but I really, literally feel tired, worn out. But it could, again, be that about once every year I get to this point, and then I will start craving Diet Coke. I'm serious. Over my lifetime with this adrenal disorder, I crave Diet Coke. I don't like Diet Coke for that caffeine rush, I guess. And then I'll be real hyper for a while. Yeah, lather, rinse, repeat. It happens about once a year. But really, seriously, I think I'm just worn out from seeing such stupidity too. Really, it's just I'm tired of seeing disgusting people. Okay, and it's not just on the news, or it's on media, any kind of form of media, social media, regular media, any type. I'm just, here it is, coming the election. Of course, it's only going to worsen, and I'm just tired of it. Really, just. And all the people, I've been talking about this with people with that illusory pattern perception issue, that they believe in all this pseudo profound bullshit, as was actually I still have a tough time believing that in research, the word bullshit. But I'm tired of those people. I'm serious. Oh, and like I've said before, that's all I seem to see whenever I get on certain social media, I believe. I don't know. I'm feeling so drained, so tired. It's unbelievable. Fatigue. Yeah, and I think it is with my adrenal gland issue. Literally just had a squirrel moment. There was a squirrel crawling on the tree. But anyway. Oh my goodness. I'm going to ramble in this one like you wouldn't believe. Oh, that's fair. I always do. Fair warning. Come on. And I was thinking, I need to really get a different persona. I've been talking about somebody stealing mine. And she still does it. She steals people. She's so idiotic. She is definitely a deplorable person. But I really do need to cop a different persona for what I really want to talk about, and that would be much tougher than I usually am. Okay, not tougher, rougher maybe, but maybe tougher and rougher. And just say this, it's the sickening things I've been seeing over time, over years, and especially lately, with all this, all the people who believe in this kind of things, like there's some videos out and they've gotten rid of them, but they coming back, that kind of thing. Somebody else has downloaded it, and here it crops up again, and that. And the people who suffer, I don't know if they suffer, others around them maybe do, but from this believing in pseudo profound bullshit, they can't think. They cannot connect the dots and see that these videos, there's more than one. One is of a man, one is of a woman. I don't know what YouTube would think if I said the names. But these were, what's the term, doctored? They're not real. It's not real. There's nothing real about them. Like, one of them makes the woman sound like she's drunk. Can you not figure that out? That she was not drunk? What did they do to it? Can you figure it out? Can you think? Can you connect the dots and see, whoop, that's not right? And then they're so disgusting. They're just so despicable, so disgusting all around. They laugh at it. They find that adults, grown adults around my age, laughing at it and find it humorous. Really. I mean, how low can people go? Very low. Very, very low. And the other one has this, like me, has this speech, issues with speech, challenged a bit at times. And they make fun of that kind of thing. They laugh, so like a sadistic thrill they get. That's just so low class. I'm not low class, low life. I'm not saying low class. That's it can be, but low life, low to the ground. Bottom feeders, that kind of thing. That people call them bottom feeders. Yeah, it's just wow. I'm so sick of that type. I'm so sick of people that type. Actually, and this has happened all my life. Just for the record, this is nothing new to me. All of my life, that type has the loudest voices. But I'm going to tell you here now what I really had said to Adam. I said, asked Adam if he, just a while ago, if he remembers me saying this about a dream I had. It was something like a dream. It was last year or whenever. But it was basically that the intellectuals, it's their time to rule, and they will. I'm going to make that really brief. It was a dream or something, and then I've been talking to him about the term that I remember using, heard at university, and you can't even find it on. Does that tell you something? Seriously. Well, boy, could I go down that road. I could go take that one and run with it, seriously. But, yeah, you don't want to even know what my mind's thinking. Oh, boy. But really, I do see that. I see that, all these, if you really pay attention to history, and I had to study a lot of history to earn my degrees, and in philosophy and so forth and so on. Oh my goodness, what didn't I study? Really. What I didn't, Adam was. And I was helping him with his papers and stuff like that, writing his papers, so hey. And being around a lot of people who are studying, or were in different fields and all that. Something in my car is blinking. I see it, and I don't know what it would be. There it is. I see it in the window. But anyway, a lot of topics. If you study the history, how many people will say history repeats itself. If you don't learn from history, it repeats itself, and so forth. How a new, how would I put it? Simplify it. That this part rises and that falls, and this part, this type rises and that falls, and it just keeps repeating, over and over. But what I see already has, taken over. But there was also this other one coming up because of them. Basically, the people who are doing, like I've been saying, they just make fun of people. Their behaviors are so histrionic to me. Narcissistic and histrionic. I've seen it my whole life. I'm telling you. Okay. I've said enough videos, but I've seen them. They're the ones who make fun of the nerds. Okay, that's the one. Do you remember the movie many years ago, back in the 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s, somewhere around there? Wasn't it called The Nerds or something? I don't know. But I think that was the first big one that introduction to it for me was that movie. And was it John Belushi? Jim Belushi's brother, the one that died, was in it. Whatever it was, that was a long time ago. But I could be mixing those. There was another movie out around the same time. Probably mixing them up because that was a long time ago. But anyway, just so much was against people who, and it's been before my lifetime. Okay, they basically against anybody who has a brain. The brainiacs. There's been so many years against these, that these are the people who are, I don't want to call them meek, but makes me think of Meek showing hair to the earth. But it was something different, of course. But they just haven't been very loud. We haven't been very loud. Did you see me? You missed it. The expression on my face. But seriously, I just see that enough was enough. Okay, enough has been enough of this low life forms influencing so many people, and it's really so much of it is just so much corruption. So much of it is just corruption, and you can see these repeatedly. Okay, online, the people who will from one day to the next, they've found a way to e-beg to an extreme. Oh, they're going to change their lives and they're going to make everything wonderful. The next day, they're back at it. Addicts, this type. And it doesn't have to be an addict at all. It's just their behavior is addicted to money, to conning people, to basically conning people. Might as well just leave it there. That's what it is all about, conning people, twisting their minds, and all that narcissistic influence, all that, the flying monkeys that come in, and on, you just lather, rinse, repeat on it. You can see it on a daily basis with some people. Daily. I mean, you would think that some people would say, whoa, no, I'm not that stupid. I see right through that. I'm not that stupid. But they are. Okay, see, I don't like to blame any victim, but I'm not talking people who are innocent and just don't understand that in an innocent way. These are people who are just downright stupid. I don't even like that term. So maybe I have developed that other persona, because I really don't like that term. I don't like that whole thing. Like people say, you can't fix stupid. Tell an educator that, right? That's no. But, or idiotic, I don't know. My brain is it wants to explode. And they're really, the people that are more than like the fly monkeys, they're just as evil. Okay, that's the difference. They're evil. Like there's some people who are just innocents. They're not evil. These people are just evil. Their intentions are evil. And sadistic and self-centered, or even when they like I've said in videos before. Well, if I just decide I'm gonna put this on a different channel about viewpoints, but their intentions, they have just as much bad in them. Okay, just as much bad, just as much evil, and they just need a leader, and they have one. And then you have the people who are innocents, and eventually we can hope they don't get too drawn in. Boom, and they wake up and say, oh wow, I was like under a fog or something. And those same people, just for the record, that I've seen do that, and the people who walk away from it, who are truly innocents, and they've just been manipulated, those, I don't blame those victims, and they walk away, and those and may have some kind of anger, but they're usually not very evil. But they do, some of them, there's not all in any of this, but some of them say, I must stop this somehow, some way. Not anything illegal, of course, but they feel the need to put an end to that. And of course, the one who's doing all that, or the ones who are doing all that, they start playing the victim when that one starts helping karma bite those in the ass. Really, they start. They don't wait for karma to catch up. They'll assist karma. Like I said, and my nose is itching. If you hear me pausing every once in a while, it's itching like crazy out here. The flowers. I mean, here it is, September 22nd, the first day of spring, the last day of summer. And here it is, the flowers. We just had an explosion of really of basically crepe myrtles. That's what I've seen most of, crepe myrtles. And that would bring on allergies for me. But really, I just kind of wanted to come out here and ramble about these various things, go with the flow, stream of consciousness. Oh, my nose would stop itching. But I'm tired. I am tired. Really tired. You know, of all of this. It's enough to just drag a person down. And actually, I think, you know, my degrees are in Psychology and Sociology. I taught at College and University. But I'm going to tell you, and I've said this many times before, on whichever channel, that physio-psych and anything like that was not my best. Physio-psych was not my best topic at all. Okay, seriously. Out of all the classes, I think that one, and there was one class I took in physics. That was the last class. It was like the last class I needed that I hadn't taken when I was an undergrad. And I took it, and I don't know if it was the professor. I wasn't thinking it was. But it was made as extremely difficult for a 101 class, you know, first class. It was like my brain just... Those were my two worst classes. Anyway, that was as an undergraduate. Graduate, different, of course. I was a career student in both undergraduate and graduate school. Seriously. Oh, man. Goodness. Where was I going with this? I lost track. I've got so much going on around me because it's windy. And like I said, all the the crepe myrtles and different things have bloomed and everything's shaking. I'm serious. Things are shaking around me. You know, swaying to the wind. Yeah. And that's kind of can be distracting, especially when you see a squirrel out of the corner of your eye, hopping across all the trees and everything. But, like I say, I'm tired. You know, it could be something, you know, where I was going with that was that, I believe it's actually the amygdala. Yeah, I believe so. That's having issues with all this, so much, too much. Just, it's like holding your breath for so long, saying, when will things change? When will things get better? I mean, this has been way too long. But I do see that this feeling I've had, that things are going to get worse. All this that we're going through right now, everything, pandemic, election, all this stuff, dealing with people who are so narcissistic, the rise of people just clump everything under narcissism, that they shouldn't really clump all of it together. But let's just go with that. That's how I usually do, and I usually say that. But sometimes. But all of this that we're going through, I do see that it's going to worsen. And then it's going to bring about great change. I really feel that. It's going to bring about great change. And then those with the intelligent folks, the intelligent people, seriously, they're going to come out and say, that's it, it's over with, done. We're not going this route anymore. That's it. And things will start to change. The school, you know, everything from school systems. I'm not saying everything is bad with all these, by the way. No, I'm not. But there will be great change. A lot of things do need to be updated to fit the times. Seriously, updated to fit the times. You know, the spirit of the time. Which, how do you pronounce it? Let's see, zeitgeist. I can't remember. It's been a while. But, yeah, I do see it. There's a big change. And then for the better. Eventually. Not tomorrow, not the next day, but eventually. Okay, I think that's the longest clip I have ever made in my 6 years on my original channel. 6 years of making videos. 6 years on my original channel. I think some live streams went longer than that, but that was like 19 minutes and something. I don't think I've ever just spoken straight through. Seriously. But anyway, like I said, I'm tired. But there is also something that I haven't mentioned on this channel. It depends on which channel I put it on. But I also haven't mentioned it. But it could be something that's affecting me because since it happened, I've felt this way. But basically, I had this puppy we got November 30th. It was a rescue. It was about a month and a half old. And from day one, I nicknamed it the puppy. I nicknamed Mayhem. That's what I call it, the puppy I nicknamed Mayhem. And he's definitely alpha male. Okay, I don't usually say things like alpha male, but definitely. Oh my goodness. And he's Aussie black lab mix, Aussie Shepherd, Australian Shepherd, black lab mix. And he's very strong. He is a very strong puppy. And let's see, next month he'll be a year, and he's close to being an adult. Because of his size, it takes a little longer. It's starting to get dark, and it's going to start storming soon. But anyway, he was way at the back of the house, outside, on the patio, and he goes on these things he goes on a tear, and he just zooms through the house like a comet. Okay, and he just goes nuts. He jumps on things. He might even stop for a second and tear something, like that. And he does that about once a day. I think he's got some screw loose. No, always have. Really, I've had many animals, many pets, never anything like this one. Never. So, yeah, never. But anyway, that morning, today is Tuesday. It was Thursday, this past Thursday. So that many days away, back. He was out on the patio with Adam, and I think he may have even been in the yard back there, and he comes zooming through the doggy doors and saw me in the front, and I was walking in the same spot that I fell back in February and really hurt my left knee really bad, seriously bad. Well, this time when he zoomed through the house, came right at me. I reached to get a little towel that I used to train him. I don't hurt him with it, just for the record. He knows if he sees a towel, stop. Okay, words don't mean anything. Sometimes sit does, but that's basically it. So, and it was right to my right, and when I did, I don't remember the impact, but I see the results of the impact. But he zoomed so hard through that house. He goes at flying speed. He could be in races, I'm telling you. And he hit my legs, mainly one. I have 2 bruises and 2 knots. Each bruise has a knot. Each knot has a bruise. I said it backwards. But anyway, I reached for that to get that towel. It was sitting on a cane that has 4 prongs. And when I did, that's the same moment he hit that knee. He thinks he seems to think that legs and stuff are supposed to move out of his way. So anyway, when I did, that impact of him and the twist took my legs from underneath me and dropped me head first. I mean, I literally fell on my face. Okay, literally fell on my face on hardwood floor. Hardwood flooring. Bam. And I was so close to that cane. As I was going down, I was saying, I'm going to smush my face on that bottom of that cane. It's going to be really bad. I'm going to lose my front teeth. You wouldn't think that would have all that time for that to go through my mind, but it did. And then some. But it was bad. It was a bad, horrible impact. Seriously. When your legs are kind of lifted up off of you and your head, your face, meets the floor first. Yeah, it was for me. I don't know if it will be for you. And plus so on my face, of course, the first thing was my mouth was bleeding, and it was my lips, and underneath the front part of the top lip and underneath it, right close to my 2 front teeth, really bad. And one of them is actually seems to be had moved a little bit. And then there's another one next to the other one. There's a tooth that feels a little bit, a little loose. Yeah. Okay, and as far as my nose, whew, boy, I'm surprised it didn't go through my brain. But I had a really bad bruise and a little swollen on one side of the upper top, like where your glasses sit. Oh, and it's still bruised. And the middle part is still bruised. The other one's kind of gone down. And like I said, on my right leg, I have those 2 bumps, with each has a bruise to it, right next to one another. And my shoulders were hurt, my neck was hurt. That went away. And plus the back of my arms hurt, but then it moved to the front. This is over these days, and mainly in the left one, because that wrist was really bad. Took part of the impact, and a little bit my hips hurt. The top of my hips, I guess it was all from the boom, right on the floor. And but like I said, my face hit first, and it's been bad. It's been rough, and I think that from that moment I felt a little bit off. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional, so I can't really say any of this with any certainty. Don't listen to me as if I am one. I'm not. But being diabetic, that might have had something to do with it. Plus with the adrenal disorder, it really just messed me up a little bit, and then having fallen in February, when it messed me up some too, was so bad, which I really do wonder if I had COVID-19 back then, and that's why I fell, because I just fell back then. I just fell, boom, walking, and like I've walked a million times before, probably. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but walked a lot before, fell, just boom. I tipped to the left side and fell really hard on that left knee. Now, by the way, this time, ever since then, when I started walking, I had knee pads on. I do not walk anywhere without knee pads. If I'm going to get up and just go into the other room, I will have my knee pads on. I used to wear them when I would go out after I fell 3 years ago. In July, it was 3 years ago. On the sidewalk. That one was not my fault either. But I would go, like if I went to any store, I would wear knee pads, and I just just stopped doing that whenever I fell on February 9th. And anyway, this time, when the puppy knocked me off my feet, my whole legs really just boom. But this time, I was so glad I had my knee pads on. Not a hurt, nothing. With the left one did have a little, pain, but not bad. But anyway, I'm looking around to see if the storm's gonna hit. It's been storming since last night, and it's only 70 degrees. But anyway, I think, all of it together may have pushed me to this mood of, I'm so tired of this stuff. And there, like, here it is, pandemic. I'm not going all that many places. I mean, most I go to is like today I was telling Adam, I said, just close your work down. He works from home remotely. So just close it down. You got to take me somewhere. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I was being a little dramatic. That's about as dramatic as I get. But he said, he kind of laughed because he knows I'm not. I'm not a dramatic person. I'm more of a Charlie Brown's teacher type. But he said, I think I will. He did. And we went and got some chicken. Okay, seriously. That's our outing. But so with this, I mean, really, I've always in my life, no matter how boring it is, I've been able to find something that will keep me from being bored. No, not from being boring, but from being bored. I've always been able to. But it seems like I'm running out after all these months. Since, February, March, of doing the stay-at-home, stay safe, as much as possible. Yeah, and I'm running out of things, and what I watch, news and other social media type things, and get more and more disgusted. Really. And I do change the channel, and when I do change the channel, that's the one I'm most disgusted with. The other two I'm fine with. Yeah, I think I just heard thunder. So anyway, or something. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll talk to you on another video.